Hello, this is Mina, and I'm gonna have a short explanation for my last assignment for data science course at George Brown College. First of all, import pandas as PD and read my CSV file and name my data my df, and then read the first row with this command. You can see the results, and then drop the model columns temporarily, and I use the axis equal to 1, which means that I want to drop one of the columns here. And as you can see, the model is still here, and then assigning my df with the dropping series, which here is model, and then see the result with head command, and as you can see, the model is gone. And then dropping the 1, 3, and 5 rows, and using axis equal to 0 for dropping the rows, and then using in-place attributes in order to drop the rows permanently. And as you can see in results, the 1, 3, and the 5 row are gone. Then calculate the mean for range column easily here with this command, and in order to calculate how many f is inside the type column, I use the value count, and as you can see, there is 50 f here, and then replacing the f type with 3a permanently, and with this command you can see the result that here f changed to 3a. And then next, for cost column, using str method and replacing the bracket and dollar sign, in order to have nothing here, just have a number, and you can see the result here, but the data type is a string, and in order to change the data type to integer, I use s type and then assign this column to this command, and as you can see here, the cost here changed to this number and changed to integer, and then easily calculate the mean of cost here, and then calculate the mean based on every continent. That here I use group by. You can see the different mean for different continent here. And then for every continent, calculating the count, mean, max, and mean, and here with one command, and you can see the result here. Using d-types and seeing which column is which type, and then calculate the numerical columns based on the continent, calculate the max, mean, and a standard deviation here for range column, for value column, and for ID, as they are all numerical column. And then import matplotlib, and then showing the mean of numerical columns using bar charts. You can see the result here, ID, range, value, and cost. Here counting the number of continent with this command value counts easily, and then using the normalize attributes for value counts. I reach the percentage and show the percentage for every continent, and then counting and showing the unique ones for continent columns, and as it clear, the number of unique continent here is 7. And then at this time counting the value for cost series here, and using describe method to show the data, and then using plot and kind equal to hist in order to plot a histogram for this data for cost column, and then for reach out to more accuracy and more unique values, using bins equal to 50, and then you can see the result here better for cost column. For missing value using tail, which I think use the none, and which one is empty, is gonna use for this, and then is null, that you can see that show false means that here no one is null, and for knowing that how many missing value we have here for every column, use the sum, and as you can see for type 2 and for zip code 9 missing value, and then using the shape command, here you can see the number of row and columns, and when I drop the missing value with this command, 936 row remain, means that the 11 rows is gone. And then okay, and then we can see that with this command value count, and this one drop now equal to false, we can see that the two rows have no value, and is equal to none. Here you can see the results, and then for type column, replacing the missing values with 3 x, and then as you can see the result here, the none is gone and replaced with 3x here. And the shape of my data here is this one. And then for dropping every row that every row that has a missing value, I mean zip code and type. The missing values were inside these two columns, and then the subset is equal to those columns, and you can see the result changed here, and they are gone. Here I set ID as a new index with this command set index and with in place attribute, and as you can see here, the ID now is the new index. And then with lock method and with this command, find the value that has a 70 ID, and in value column, inside the value columns, value column, and then using this command mydata.index, you can see all the indexes here, and with this command all the columns that are available here and the shape. And then for resetting the index and bring it back, I use this command mydf index name equal to id first of all, and then reset the index, and in my result you can see that id is here, and then again using this command for showing my index, my columns, and the shape of my data sets, using describe method for showing some data related to my df here, some things like mean, a standard deviation, maximum for all the columns, and then using describe an index for receiving some data about the index, and then for columns, and then again with the log showing the value, I mean the value from the value columns, and the count. Then sorting the continent columns here based on alphabetical order. You can see the results, and then showing just the 1, 3, 5, and 7 rows, these 4 rows, and all the columns, here, and again with this command and with the log showing the 7 row and showing the data, just the first 7 rows for type and continent columns,